Morning. It's day 6,154, 16 days left with students. I'm going to talk today about something I learned about coaching, and it has to do with driving. When I was young, I had a 67 Malibu, and it wasn't really a very fast car, but it looked fast. It looked like a race car, apparently, because every policeman in every jurisdiction, everywhere in the state of Georgia that I went through, felt like they had to stop me. I don't know if it's jealous because my hair was blowing in the wind and how, good I looked and all. I don't know, but I got pulled over every time, and I never got a warning. I never got, it's just here's your ticket. Weren't very nice to me. So what I found out later on, I started coaching, and I started figuring some things out. For one, I had to get rid of my car because I had got a boat, and so I was driving a truck and a boat, and I was going to a bass tournament, and we were following each other, and I didn't know where I was going, so I had to follow this guy, and we didn't have cell phones and stuff, so you had to stay in seeing distance of him. So it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. We're going through some small town, and this guy, the light turns red. He keeps going, and so I'm like, man, I've got to keep up with him. So I blew right through the light. And there's a policeman sitting right there, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get another ticket every time, And so the guy just flashes his lights and just waves at me, because I could see him. I'm waving back at him. Hey. And so I'm just waiting on him to come pull me over, and he never did. He just let me keep going. I guess he, knew what was going on, so he let me go. And so that kind of registered with me. Okay, boat in a truck. And so then later on, I was coaching. They made me the golf coach for some reason. I never played golf in my whole life. So I was on the way to the first golf practice, and it's a small town. I was going to buy a set of golf clubs so I could play golf at, the golf practice. So I was in a hurry. It was right after school, and I was speeding, and this policeman pulled me over in the town there. And so I pull over in this parking lot, and man, every bus in the whole school's pulling by, and the kids are hollering out the window, "Hey, Coach Nichols!" Hey, laughing at me, and he's going to jail and all this stuff, and he's guilty, and they're just every kid's yelling something as the bus is going by, and the little guy's sitting there, and he's just writing me out a ticket, and I wasn't arguing, I was guilty, I was speeding, and the police chief drives up, and he, because I was a football coach, and he's like, "Coach, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, Chief," and we kind of talked there for a second. He looks over at the other guy, and he goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm writing him a ticket. He's speeding." He's like, "Oh, I'm sure he's probably, you gonna slow it down, ain't you?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, sir. And he's like, "Well, go on now. Where you going?" "I'm going to golf practice." "Oh, okay, great." So he just sends me on down the road. So that registered to me. Okay, coaching, probably not going to get a ticket. And then when you put the two of them together, that was perfect. I was coming back from a bass tournament one time, and it was raining, and I was late to a coaching meeting, and I'm pulling my boat, and the guy is a state patrolman this time, so I had come from Alabama into Georgia, and I was out in the middle of nowhere. He pulls me over, and I was like, oh, man. And he gets out, and he's like, "Where you been?" And I'm like, "Oh, I've been over to Lake such and such. We was fishing in a tournament." "How'd you do?" I said, "I did pretty good." I told him how I did. He goes, "Yeah, I like to fish over there." He goes, "Well, why are you in such a hurry? Well, where are you going in such a hurry?" I mean, and I said, "Well, I got a coaching meeting. I coach football over at such and such school." And he's like, "Oh, well, so and so over there, "Oh, yeah, he coaches with us, And I sat there and talked to him about that, and he just hits the top of my truck and says, "Well, you be careful now. You slow it down a little bit." And I'm like, okay. So I just drove on. So apparently in the state of Georgia, if you want to avoid tickets, just buy you a pickup truck, pull a bass boat around, and coach some football, and you could avoid tickets. Oh, and if you're a policeman and you see this video, don't feel like you have to pull me over if you see me driving down the road to make up for those things that happened when I was coaching. Sometimes I embellish stories a little bit, not saying that they're not true, but in this case, I will say that I'm sorry I told that story if you're a policeman and you pulled me over. And I'm probably not going to be speeding anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. Thank you.